Hello, everybody. Welcome to Module 2. We've officially completed the first week, and I actually wanted to commend you all on a job well done with the first module. You've completed it in its entirety, so bravo to you. We've taken the first step in our pretty long semester. So for today, I'd like to present you with these signposts to hit that we're going to do with our module here. So the first one will be the actual first essay, and that's called an autoethnography. So this will have different videos just to address some of these logistics for this week's module. So if you enter your class here, you'll see that the Autoethnography Paper document is the very first thing that we have listed. So let's go ahead and download it. All right, there we have Patrick kicking and a rock climbing rat, and you, this will be you, sooner than later you'll see, for gamers and for gym goers. So first off, the word ethnography is really the detailing of a culture with its values and language and customs. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those documentaries on PBS where an anthropologist spends time with a remote tribe in, say, like the Amazon, and the whole documentary is about what their religion is like, what their customs are like, their values, the language, the clothes that they wear. So similarly, since we have this prefix auto, which means self, you are going to select one of your communities, and you're going to detail what the language is like within it, and the values and customs, and essentially what's the way of being like within said community. So the prompt says, whether conscious of it or not, we're all part of different communities, and our participations within them are distinct. So the task itself is consider one of the communities that you belong to. So these are guiding questions. Describe it. How is it characterized? How is it perceived? How do people behave and speak in it? So we have two foundational concepts in this paper, and that is the community of practice, which comes from an article entitled Communities of Practice, A Brief Introduction by Etienne Wenger. And this essentially is a learning community where members have a shared goal or objective. So think about the possible community that you might choose. Let's say you are someone who is part of maybe you have an ASMR channel on YouTube, or maybe you participate by streaming on Twitch, your gameplay, or maybe you are someone who goes to the gym continually. So what's the shared goal or objective in each of those communities? In the case of the gym, you wish to get healthier, stronger, stronger in the sense of, your muscles or even your heart or endurance. There's different goals as well. So if the community of practice is the what, it's the community itself. The discourse community is the how, so how you navigate that community. So in this article by James Paul G., he establishes it as an identity kit, a way of being in the world. So this includes the language, the way that you behave in it, the values, the beliefs as well within said community. So because these are the two central concepts for this paper, you absolutely have to reference these two concepts as they are the foundations for this paper. So if the community practice is the what, and the discourse community would be the how. So consider what's your place in your chosen community. And consider micro to macro, which means moving outward from the particularities of your chosen community. So let's say, for example, you choose maybe you stream video games on Twitch, particularly football ones. So then that's part of a larger Twitch community. Or maybe you play club soccer, and then that's actually part of a larger league. So essentially, all that's asking you to consider is how that fits into a larger picture. So this is a minimum of 2.5 pages, works cited page, which I'm actually going to show you a life hack here. Since this works cited page has to include these two sources, you'll notice that I've actually included some sample student essays of students who have at least gotten a 90% on this assignment. And yeah, just really quick, just know that March 3rd, which is coming up, it's about, what is that? March 3rd. My calendar. March 3. Yeah, so March 3 is next Monday, is when we're going to have the workshop, which you're going to submit a draft for, and then you're going to provide feedback for classmates. But I'll actually remind you of that as it begins to near, and the final draft is due March 16th, which leaves us a good amount of time for you to actually begin this and begin thinking about this. So here's the life hack I was going to show you. So if we go to our modules, we'll go to our second one, which is this week's. These are actually student sample essays, and let's expand it. So here's the life hack I want to show you. If you go all the way to the bottom, here is the works cited page for material that you're going to include in your paper. So your works cited page, honestly, guys, the life hack is copy and paste this. Whoa, I know, right? So make sure to include that in your paper, because if you'll notice, that's 5 points right there, just for having correct MLA format, which we'll talk about today, MLA, and having that works cited page. So yeah, so let's take a little bit of time to look at the student sample essays themselves. Let's see. So you can look at this in your own time. This one's actually about being a college student. So you, as Citrus College students, are indeed part of that community. So if you're like completely stuck and you don't even know what community you belong to, or you don't know what to write on, then you can always talk about your experience being a Citrus College student. So yeah, this one wrote about being a college student. Let's take a look at the second one. I think this one was about being a tutor, an avid. Let me see. Yeah, being an avid tutor. And this third one is, I think it's about soccer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, soccer. So you guys can take a look at these for a little bit more direction as you begin to think about this.